Hello, Democratic State Committee members. My name is Greg Freeman, and I was honored to be elected treasurer of the Arizona Democratic Party in January of this year. I am here before you to speak about the upcoming special state committee meeting about the motion to remove Chair Robert Branscomb. Before I do that, I want to review the concerns that I have seen over the past few months and how they relate to the current state of the party's finances. As a brief review of my report at the state committee meeting in June, we were blessed to enter the year with about $1.45 million in the bank. In the first quarter of the year, we spent about $350,000 more than we raised. As of mid-June, we have spent another $220,000 more than we raised in the second quarter. Put another way, we have spent more than a third of our nest egg for the entire cycle in the first 6 months of this 24-month election cycle. When I have discussed the financial troubles of the party, state committee people will often reference back to the email that was sent by the chair in mid-April about his issues with some of our statewide Democratic elected officials. Did this trouble really start then, they would ask me? The answer to that question is no. On the screen now is a quick breakdown of the month-by-month income of the Arizona Democratic Party in 2025. As you can see, there was no immediate negative change in our monthly income in April or May after the chair's email was sent. We didn't see a large drop after that email because we've already been scraping the bottom. Our fundraising has been historically poor in 2025, and we are on pace for the worst fundraising year in the past decade. As another comparison, we have raised less than a third of what we raised at this point in 2021. On the screen now are the same monthly income amounts placed side by side with the monthly expenses we incurred in those months. While there are some changes in our monthly expenses, it is clear that the fundraising done so far is completely insufficient for what is needed to run the modern Arizona Democratic Party. We cannot run a negative account balance indefinitely. We have burned through $570,000 of the funds we entered the year with, and there is no sign of this trend changing. At the current rate of spending and fundraising, we will be unable to pay our staff or our mortgage or both very soon. In the lead up to the last state committee meeting, I spent plenty of time reaching out to the chair behind the scenes, asking him, begging him to stop additional spending and to focus on the income that the Arizona Democratic Party will need to survive. I sent in my presentation and my numbers before I presented, and it shows our dramatically worsening situation. And I was asked to give my presentation at that meeting, right before the announcement of the hire of new staff members, and right after a newly created initiative to spend an additional $1 million that had never been shared and we don't have. The Arizona Democratic Party is dealing with very serious financial issues. Chair Branscomb has showed a limited understanding of these issues and neither interest nor effectiveness in addressing them. The only possible outcome for the Arizona Democratic Party, if the chair stays in place, is ineffectiveness or bankruptcy. I do believe that this situation can be righted and that the relationships with our elected officials and financial partners can be mended, but those damaged relationships cannot be repaired by the same person that presided over their decline. Removing the chair is the only way to create an Arizona Democratic Party that not just survives, but makes a meaningful difference in the upcoming election cycle. If you are a state committee member, please make sure that you got the correct emails about the meeting on July 16th. There are many reports of state committee members that didn't get the most updated notice. If you cannot attend, please make sure that your proxy form is correctly handled. And most importantly, please share this with other state committee members that you know. Arizona and the country needs the Democratic Party to be thriving, active, and effective in this next election cycle. We have the opportunity to restore that to the Arizona Democratic Party at our meeting on July 16th. Thank you, everyone, and God bless.